you know, I talk bumpy rides on Stirring the Pot. This might be one of those bumpy rides we're all going to find out together. He's smiling, but don't let that deceive you. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest. I'm just going to say Alec Price because if I mess it up, he's going to kill me.
No. It's the prize. The prize. The prize.
I always want to say the greatest prize, but that seems way too over the top. So
it's just the prize.
Okay, the prize, Alec Price. My bad. Let me get a little volume. Let me turn off my notifications so there's no interruptions because I'm an idiot like that. You know that about me. I'm not that bright. So what we like to do around here is we pull back the curtain a little bit. We don't want to get too deep into your personal stuff because I stalk you enough. I mean, I follow you guys enough, so we don't need to get.
What you mean?
No. Hey. Now we don't kind of get too personal, but we like to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit. Talk to character. You're a young guy in the game, so we'd love to talk about your upcoming, where you started, where you're at, little things in between. I'm gonna jump all over the place because again, I'm not that bright. So just
you're not as smart as me. It's cool. You didn't grow up in Boston. You didn't get the education.
I went to Bristol Public School. Not the best. I'll just put it out.
BPS all day, baby.
So where I'd like to start is, man, we have some fun. Fans, wrestlers, fans. We do this little dance, and I love talking about it on this show because you guys say, without us, there's no you, but without you, there's definitely no us. So we have to do this back and forth thing that we call wrestling. And I'd love to start right there because your character, you're a young kid, you look good, physique is coming along, you've got some cool shit in the ring.
First time I've heard that.
But this is starting to really come around a lot. And that is part of the whole package of being a wrestler. I want to know, hearing us as fans, because not everybody comes out that curtain for the first few times or even up to a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the road. Yeah. Did you hear the fans when you come out that curtain right off the ripper? Has it something that you have to adjust to? Take us on a little journey about that.
I just like to say, like, what you said, like, wrestling and the fans is kind of like a chicken and the egg situation. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's the same. Like, we wouldn't be anywhere without the fans for a fact. And the fans, like, they say they need us, but we really need them more than need us. But no, like, the first time, obviously I was nervous because it's a lot different from going from being in a school to being in a ring with a crowd. Like, you go in there in front of, like, when you're at a school, you're in front of wrestlers that you train with. So you're comfortable making mistakes. You're comfortable, messing up. But when you're in a crowd, it's a total different experience because these are people that never met you before. So if you mess up, it definitely means more. So, like, the first couple times I was definitely nervous, but after a while, the crowd is just everything, bro. Like, when I go out and I hear them, it gets me more hyped up. Like, when the crowd's not there, it's an awkward dance, bro. And when they're not reacting, it definitely shows, who's the workers and who's not the workers, because it's going to show who's going to actually get the crowd and do their job and who's not. You know what I mean? But when I hear the crowd, like, boo on me, it just gets me mad. It gets me happy. I get happy because I want to hear them boo me. I want them to hate me. I want them. But at the same exact time, it gets me so mad because I'm like, you know what? Because you want to keep talking that shit? I'm going to give this motherfucker a little extra. You know what I mean?
That whole little dance that I talk about between the fans and wrestlers, it's such a fun thing because, man, when you come out that curtain and you give us those signals that we're supposed to boo the shit out of you because you don't want nothing to do with us, it's that whole kind of back and forth cat and dog thing, though. Like, we boo, you shit on us. We pee on you, you shit on us more. And we love it so much, and you love it because you can tell the guys and girls that really don't grasp the fans because they don't react to what the signals we're giving.
No character at all.
Now, you're not a flashy looking kid, you're You're good looking. You got that physique going a little bit. You know, like you say, I'm probably the first one to say because you're a
I'm
thinner
getting
guy. Yeah, you're a thinner guy
smaller
than
guy.
most. Yeah, smaller. Hey, sorry, man. Smaller guy than most in the ring. And but you're kind of trunks, boots. You don't do any flashy gear. You use your words and your mouth to the best of your ability. And that, my friend, is like bigger of your package specifically. And I'm talking Alec Price, not everybody.
Yeah.
Specifically because again, your gear, it's not flashy and stand out. It's not like neon green, look at me type of shit. Your words, though, man, they are producing your character. And I'm gonna compare. It's not the same shtick, but I'm gonna compare to MJF because again, good in the ring, got a good look, but his words are fucking money. Do you feel that's kind of where you're at right now? Your words are kind of projecting your character?
I mean, like, the thing about my character is I'm me. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people have like different people, like, and like a lot of the greatest wrestlers are just themselves. Like, they're just themselves times 10. Like, in real life, I'm an ass. You know what I mean? Like, I talk real. Like, I speak how I feel, and a lot of people don't talk like that or don't act like that nowadays. So it's definitely something that people aren't gonna be able to grasp now, because like it's not like it's the 80s and the 90s and the 70s when talking how you feel and being real was, you know, how everything was. Now it's just collusion and cancellation, but it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, my promos have gotten. I feel like my promos have gotten a lot better, and I feel like I'm definitely more comfortable in the ring. But like you said, my gear is, it's not the most flashiest. I mean, like, my gear is my own. I don't really see anybody with my type of gear on the indies, or in my size. You know what I mean. So yeah, I could say that my mouth is, you know, definitely helped me my character work more than anything.
Yeah.
Plus, I got some good moves. A little bit.
Dude, you do, because again, it takes the whole package. And I know you're a young guy in the business right now, but you're making some effing waves that are really sending you to some cool ass places. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But what I like about your promos is you can be a villain or a heel, a bad guy, if you will, but you can also be entertaining and have fun at the same time. Like, and I'm going to bring up the Scooter. Now, I say the Scooter, yeah, because I don't use that. I have a different accent. I'm from Connecticut, so I love to say Scooter. I think it's fucking amazing. Those little promos, man, that shit was so much fun. Take us through making a promo like that. I heard you had a little help on the side. Could you take us through that?
I mean, like, some of my promos, like, are just off the rip. Like, sometimes if I want to do a great promo, like, I'll talk to like Big Bear, like be like Bo, and be like, hey, what could I do? You know what I mean? Like, I was thinking of this, but what could I do? And obviously they'll be like, well, just an idea, and obviously I'll take off or whatever. Is great, but like all those promos from Let's Wrestle, all those little skits are on the fly. All those are just kind of like there, hey, let's do a promo. You know what I mean? What can we do? All right, let's do it. You know what I mean? The Scooter thing was totally on the fly. We were at I think it was at the what was it? Portland Expo for Limitless. I faced Aiden Agro, and me and CJ had this, you know, huge feud, and it's, you know, fuck CJ. I love CJ, but little brick shit house buster. Anyways,
Buster.
the buster. Anyways, we just were like, hey, what if we did like this, like chasing around? I'm like, all right, let's do it. And it kind of just evolved. Like, the promo was supposed to stop maybe a minute back, but we like, CJ came back on the scooter and was like, yo, just let's keep going. And I'm just looking, and like the camera guy is holding a fucking huge ass camera. So now he's been chasing us around this huge freaking expo center, Portland Expo Center, this whole time. So now we're freaking going on scooters, and I'm trying to stop to give the guy the break, but the guy's still freaking filming. Like,
That is awesome.
you know what I mean? But it was just, you know, everything's on the fly, bro. Everything's just, it comes to mind. And to be honest, like, CJ's one of those guys. Like, he really helped me build up, and he really me and him definitely built off each other. And that's really why we got to the places we got, is because, you know, we definitely were on the same rise, and we had the same idea, and we wanted to just kill it every time. And that's why, no funny shit, CJ Cruz is definitely one to look out for.
I have seen him live a couple times. A fantastic talent. Would love to talk to him. That would be pretty cool. Seeing him in some of the places that you're making waves at right now. Um, now the gimmick part of it, and I know, like you said, and I'm going to reiterate, some of the greatest wrestlers become. Uh, they don't start from a gimmick from scratch. They don't have to come up with a drawing of the attire. Really dive into it deep, take yourself, amp it up a bunch, kind of mess with it a little bit, and have a lot of fun. And I think that's exactly where Alec Price is right now. Now, that seems to have been your gimmick from the very beginning. Talk to us a little bit where you've been training, because I have talked to both. You mentioned some huge names right there: Big Bear, Matuch, and Bo Douglas. I have had both of those. The pleasure of having both of those men on our show. I don't call it
Oh,
my show. This is
don't forget the greatest fucking Total Loco, homie. Benny Jooks.
hey.
Benny
So
Jooks,
again,
best
take
trainer in New
us
England.
take us through that journey of you coming up with those men and really taking that and making your character shine the way you have.
Um, I mean, I used to know like everybody did. I had my own backyard fed with my boys back in like my homie Daquan's freaking concrete backyard in his apartment building. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing special. And when I mean backyard, I don't mean like these fools that are not trained and trying to go in the wrestling ring, because if you're not trained, don't be in a fucking wrestling ring. You know what I mean? Like that's just my standpoint. I don't care. Like there's some people who have made big names and they're not like officially trained, and I get that, but get trained. Like you're putting everybody else's life on the line. Anyway, so we were doing our stuff, and we finished like one season or whatever, and I was just like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to wrestle. And I was like, I'd rather get trained and if I get hurt, I'd rather know what the fuck I'm doing than wrestle some, like, excuse my French, but wrestle, you know what I mean? Get hurt in the backyard and then be paralyzed for my life for no reason.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Oh, what'd you get paralyzed? Oh, I was wrestling in my boy's backyard, and you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I was working at Dunkin' Donuts overnight. I was doing high school, and my mom knew somebody named Pat Dillon. He's from South Boston. They went to high school together, and he was like, "Hey, my boy, well, not my boy, this kid I went to high school with, named Pat Dillon, owns a wrestling school or is involved in a wrestling school." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Hit him up." So like, she hit him up, but after the fact, I really wanted it, so I hit him up. You know what I mean? Like I was hitting him
Mm-hmm.
up, and we were talking. I was like, "I'm just waiting for to get the taxes, and then I'm gonna be able to start school." And then February came, and I started, and it was just like a surreal moment. You know what I mean? Because like when I walked into there, I didn't know what to expect. I'd never been to a wrestling school before. I've been to like one indie show, maybe two beforehand. You know what I mean? And the
Mm-hmm.
second one was like one in my high school. You know what I mean? So it's like I didn't know what to expect, and then just meeting everybody was amazing. Yeah.
So were you a big wrestling fan? Because obviously you're trying to run, the backyard, if you will. You're doing the backyard stuff, but now you want to become a wrestler. Are you a wrestling fan through this whole mess? Because you said you've only not mess, but your journey to getting in the ring. But you're saying that you've only been to like two indie shows previous to
Yeah.
actually getting into the school.
Yeah. I mean, like I was a wrestling fan. Growing up in Boston, when you start growing up, wrestling's not the most popular thing. When you're growing up in when you're growing up in the fucking hood schools and public schools and shit. So like there was a lot, like I was growing up with it. Like I remember being a baby, and my nana used to love wrestling. Like when she watched wrestling, the whole block watched wrestling. Nana, kick his ass. Nana. She loved the Von Erichs, loved Kerry Von Erich. And the legit the Von Erichs are my favorite to this day. But um my brothers used to plant me in front of the TV when I was a baby, and we used to watch wrestling together with my nana. And then I used to love it, and then I stopped kind of liking it for a while. I still loved it, but I just was like moving away from it. And then I met my brother Eddie, my brother Eddie White, and he was like the other person that like really loved wrestling as much as I did. And when you find that other person, it just fucking it's better than being alone.
Yeah.
And that's when it kind of started. I kind of being like, I could do this. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
I've done track, I've done football, I've done all these sports. I could do this. You know what I mean? Like And then just like I watched WWE. I mean, like I watched TNA. Like I found TNA because I was skipping through the channels. The same way I found Lucha Underground. I was like going to MTV or something. And I found Lucha Underground. Other than that, I was just straight like I watched WWE. That was the only wrestling I really knew.
So now that you get to open your vision, your mind is opening up to seeing different wrestling now. Are you like, oh shit, like wrestling that I've never seen? What the fuck is this? Like that shit like gets you, right? It draws you right in.
Yeah, I mean, like I've been wrestling for about like 3 years now, so you see a lot I've seen a lot in 3 years for my 3 years because I've been on the road and I've seen a lot of like high quality wrestling and a lot of shitty wrestling. And like I'm not talking shit. I'm not a vet at all. You know what I mean? I'm green, bro. I'm only 3 years, bro. I ain't nothing on no level. I haven't really done anything. Like I've done stuff, but I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm still making a name. I'm still rising. So like, yeah, I don't know, bro. It's just crazy, bro. I don't know.
It is because you can get really caught up in the whole thing once you start rising a little quickly, because wrestling sometimes it's either a longer kind of transition of getting to a bigger level, but in your instance, and I'm going to use you for an example because you, again, 3 years into business, it's not that long, but it's a little bit of time to be able to, holy shit, check this kid out. And another promoter or a guy in the back saying, hey, you got to get this kid on our show. Now you're getting all over the place, man. You're getting up to a show like Limitless, an event, because we don't like to call them shows. We like to call them events because that's a higher value. When you go to a wrestling event, man, I'm telling you, you walk in with a certain respect when it's a wrestling, just wrestling, because a lot of people take it for granted, and it shouldn't be taken for granted. So seeing a kid like you on the rise at a show like Limitless, because Limitless is carrying a name right now over the past couple of years on the indie scene.
Past 4 years.
Now, getting into a Limitless, the Beyonds, and stuff like that, those are the kind of names you want to be able to hit, the Chaotics and stuff. And our market, hitting a name like Limitless alone has got to be pretty stoked for you, no?
I mean, yeah, bro. I was fucking thrilled. I mean, I worked my ass off for a year to get to Limitless. I started showing up because I had a match with Big Bear at a Larry Huntley show. And I seen Alexander Lee, and he was just talking to me. And he was like, hey, yeah, I mean, this is my first time really seeing you. You did good. I'm like, word. And I tried getting on, and I really my goal when I first started seeing Limitless shirts, and like when I was like, here, like Limitless is a big company, like when I was like 1 year, was to get on like one day I'm gonna be on Limitless. And I got the opportunity to be in the Let's Rumble. Let's Wrestle was my debut. And I don't think really, and like Randy said it before, and people have said it. When you first look at me, you don't really think much of me, and it's not me talking shit or being self-deprecated. You know what I mean? Like it's a fact. I'm a smaller guy. I have to prove myself every time I step through that curtain, or even step into an event, to the wrestlers, to the crowd, to the promoters. So I just stayed there. I helped out. And I just kept working, and then I kept going like the Limitless studio tapings, and then I got booked again on Let's Wrestle, and I just kept working my ass off. And then one day I think we were at a Limitless studio tape, and I wrestled Danger Kid. CJ wrestled what is it called? DL Hurst, all on Limitless. YouTube, go watch those matches. Those were fine. I mean, like I was a baby, so like that was like a year. That was like a year ago now, which is crazy. A year and a half ago now, which is crazy. But so we got, and then Randy was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about this match with CJ," and it was supposed to be like a one-off. And me and CJ never wrestled before. We met one time at a big-time wrestling show in Lynn. I just knew him as Morta. I didn't know him as CJ. You know what I mean? And we had this match, and it was at a Scramble. It was the first match we kind of had to face each other. The whole time was building us, you know what I mean? And like, we just had fun, and I felt like we clicked right off the bat. You know what I mean? Like we kind of both had the same vision in the same places where we wanted to go, and we kind of had to prove ourselves more than I feel like anybody on the roster. And it's not talking smack about anybody on the Let's Wrestle roster, because Let's Wrestle and Limitless are legit two of the like top companies, right? Like there's Beyond. there's Let's Wrestle, and I'm feeling like there's Beyond Limitless and Let's Wrestle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Big Time comes through, obviously. And they're definitely a top, big company too. But just there's not knocking on anybody on the roster, but me and CJ just had to prove ourselves more. And for a year we had a rivalry. So we had a one singles match. It was like, all right, let's have another match. And then it was, all right, let's have another match. And then we had our last man standing match, which is on Limitless 2. You guys should go check that out on Limitless YouTube. And then we had our first match at Limitless. And it was mind blowing, bro. Because me and CJ was looking at it like, here it is. We're given the opportunity. And it wasn't like, it was like a scramble. Like, we were thrown into the fire. Because Randy wanted to see if we were fucking about this shit. And me and CJ went out there and proved why we're about that.
So building a rivalry as such, because I love long title reigns. I think a long title reign it really builds a value of a wrestler. So does a rivalry for both of the wrestlers. It gives a different value because you get to see different things. Now, building each match, do you like calling a match in ring? Do you like building it beforehand? Where are you comfortable building, especially something like a rivalry, because you don't want to produce the same match each time?
I mean, like, I can go in the ring and just go on the fly. That's how I was trained. I was trained to do, like, you could call stuff, but what's going to happen? What's plan B? What's plan C? And that's what, like, Benny Jux and, like, Bo Douglas really did. They would send us in there with spots, but not tell us the spot. Like, if something went wrong, it was, all right, it's live. It's live. Like, come on, it's live. And we're just, so, like, I have no problem going in there. And if shit goes wrong, we can definitely work with it. Other than that, like, I mean, I like to keep my matches different. I like to keep them unique. I don't like to keep using the same moves. Like, I have, like, a core set of moves that I know I do and I do very well, but I like to keep everything kind of fresh and just not stale. Because, once you get stale, that's it. And I feel like I'm too athletic not to be doing some cool shit. You know what I mean?
That's for sure, because you do some pretty cool ass shit in that ring, man. And it's only going to get better because, again, your physique is building. Your tenure in the ring is going to become more polished. Your experience. Now, speaking of experience, now I've mentioned your name on this show, Stirring the Pot, probably, I don't know, at least a minimum of a dozen times.
Yeah.
Because of one time that I specifically seen you. I was at a show wicked early. It was at Battlefront Pro Wrestling. You were on the card. So was an Anthony Green. And you, Johnny Chill, I want to say, Big Cal Stevens, and Anthony Green were all kind of hanging out pre-show in the ring. And you were like, yourself, all four of you, you were like, well, blah, 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 blah. And you were doing some cool little chain wrestling. I wanted to whip my fucking camera out so bad and record this shit, but I knew I would never be able to release it. So I just soaked it in as a fan. And I kept my camera in my pocket. But the coolest shit about it was Anthony Green would turn around and be like, you know what? That's really cool. I'm not telling you this is the right way, but this is kind of what I would do in an instance. And he would kind of show you guys something real quick. And you would step back and be like, no shit, I didn't even think about that. That's cool shit. He goes, you can incorporate any shit you want. He goes, it's never mine. It's just kind of, my personal preference, what I feel like I like to do and maybe jazz it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Seeing that go on as a fan, and I mean, you guys were in the ring, I'm going to say like an easy half hour, maybe even longer, maybe 45 minutes. Just kind of shooting the shit and going back and forth. Those are the things that I love seeing because now Alec Price is a young upcomer. If you don't do that stuff, soak it in as a sponge, you don't evolve as a wrestler. Talk to me about something like that, hanging out with those guys.
I mean, like, Anthony has been in the business since, like, he was, like, 16. He started off as a ref, and he started, like, training at Top Rope, I believe, lockup. It's like, I've never been the guy to be like, oh my God, that's this wrestler. Oh my God. Like, I definitely have favorites. And sometimes, I mark out, like, without people knowing, I'm marking out like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes, but I'm not the type of guy to like look up to somebody and be like, oh my God, that's like, Anthony's done a lot. And he's definitely very young, but he's done a lot and he's nasty. He's really fucking good. And like anything, Anthony's been in this business so long that he knows what he's talking about. So if he's telling you something that, hey, may look better for you or may, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely got to listen, because he's definitely one of those people that are at the top of the locker room right now. And he obviously knows what he's talking about because he's signed to fucking Evolve. He works at all the top companies, just like Josh. It's like when I faced Josh, it was definitely a learning experience because it wasn't like I can be like, hey brother, what are you doing? It's like, hey brother, whatever you want to do. Like, let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because,
absolutely.
like, I want to learn. Like, I may be I may have done some shit in my career so far, but I'm still young, and I still know when to step back and let people teach me instead of trying to be there and do my own shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
so like, but that's all wrestling. Like, I've never been the type of guy to idolize anybody. So like, if I see like Billy Gunn, like I was working Billy Gunn's table one day at a wrestling show when I was like maybe like a year, and like he was like he was being cool. You know what I mean? We started talking about vapes and iguanas, but it's like I don't look at these legends and be like, oh my god, and then kiss their ass. No, you're a human just like me. We wrestlers, we workers. You know what I mean? Like, so like it's just like Anthony is just my dude, so I'm cool hanging with them. Steve and all them, they're cool. You know what I mean? I don't mind hanging with them. So plus I get to loosen out in the ring and I learn new shit. You know what I mean?
Dude, it was so cool, man, because I'm seeing stuff like, oh no shit. Like I'm taking it in as a fan and being like, wow, that'd be pretty cool, and mixing it up like that. Now you're talking, say a guy like Anthony Green, you go against a guy kind of similar size. He's a bit bigger than you, not much though. But now you're talking to Josh Briggs. You got to go. You got to go against a big dude. Going into a match, man, I don't, what's your mindset going into that? Is it like going against a different, like any other day, going against any other opponent? Do you have to change your mindset being like, okay, now it's Josh Briggs. He's a bigger dude. I really got to kind of fuck with my shit in the ring. How do you work
bro. I try to switch up my matches depending on my opponent. Usually people my size, like when they're bigger than me, you're not gonna see me suplex them or do any crazy fucking power moves like me and Kennedy Copeland had in our match at Pandemic at the dojo. You know what I mean? Like, if you're my size or under, I'm gonna start doing some like pickup moves and some power moves. But other than that, I gauge on my opponent how we're gonna tell the story and how we're gonna try to make everything work out. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, it's about how the fans like it and what story we're telling. What are we trying to portray? Because it's fake, but we don't need to remind them that it's fake.
Exactly.
So I always try to, like I said, switch up my matches. Like, I don't just do it to keep shit fresh. I just do it because I know if I'm facing Antoine, I can do some cool moves. But if I'm facing like JD Drake, Josh Briggs, or Jake something, you know what I mean? Yeah. I have to do fly around. I got to be quicker. I got to go under. I got to kick them down. I got to work them. I got to actually break them down. You know what I mean? Compared to like Danhausen, who I can just pick up and I'll slam them. You know what I mean? So it's always definitely a different mindset. Plus, when I'm going in there with somebody, because I know like I've done some stuff so I'm not gonna like sit there and like be a dickhead. Like, we're gonna call the match. We're gonna be brothers. You know what I mean? Whatever you want to do, homie. But like if I'm facing somebody that's my the same around time, like we're gonna have a dope ass match. Want to get my shit in. When I'm facing somebody who's like done a lot more shit, like the Evolved Champion or former fucking WNR or whatever, you know what I mean? Freaking what is it called? JD Drake, former freaking WWR or whatever it is, the champion, or Jake something, Impact Wrestler, like these bigger guys. You just kind of have to just sit back and just be like, all right, what do you need? You know what I mean? What do you need from me? You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna give you my all.
Now, do you mind taking the big bumps as a smaller guy to a bigger guy like a Josh Briggs, because some big shit's about to happen?
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. If you're a big dude, I'm gonna fly around for you. I'm gonna make you look good. If you're a small dude, I'm gonna do some cool shit, and I'm gonna make you look good. You know what I mean? Anytime I go out into the ring, I'm looking to make my opponent look good. You know, obviously by trying to make myself look good, but I'm trying to make my opponent look 100 times better than, like, he could be a 5-star wrestler. I'm trying to make him like a 10-star wrestler. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
That's just how I want. I want to go out there and produce great matches every time, and I want to try to keep doing it. And it gets me mad sometimes when I don't have the match that I want to have, but that's wrestling and shit happens. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Uh, the character Alec Price in wrestling, is that going to kind of maybe take a course and see how far you can ride it? Because wrestlers evolve. May it be their name, may it be their attire, may it be their attitude, may it be an accessory. I'll get to a manager in a minute. Holy cow, that guy. But you evolve as a character. Do you think Alec Price, the name and such, is going to kind of take a ride for a while?
Yeah, I mean, Alec Price is. I mean, the prize. I don't know. Like, I can't see it not being. Like, I kind of have started to build myself as Alec Price. I am the prize. You know what I mean? Like, I come from the prize city. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even like the prize. Like, I'm always hunting for the freaking prize. That's why I call myself the prize. I don't call myself the prize because I think I'm the greatest wrestler in sports entertainment. No, I call myself the prize because I want this shit. You feel me? So it's like Alec Price is me. Like, I'm gonna stay with the prize Alec Price, and if I evolve, it's so be it. Evolve shit happens. Everybody knows that. Every wrestler, look at Jericho. He changes his character every single time period to stay relevant. If it's gotta happen, change is needed and change is necessary. But right now, I'm sticking with me, and that's how I feel. You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you getting a little bit heated. That's the passion of wrestling that we get, man. Uh, now, we were talking evolution of character. You have to the side of you nowadays. I've only met him one time and one time only. It was at a Tessa Strength show. It was outside, and I am talking about one Harley Davidson the third. That guy, Harley Davidson the third, is something else. Where did you pick that guy up?
Howitson Davis. Yeah, Howitson Davis the third, not Harley Davidson.
Oh,
how did you get Harley Davidson out of Howitson, bro?
I don't know. I thought it was Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson the third.
No.
Oh.
No. Get his name right.
Howitson Davis the third. The third. All right. Howitson David H33. Oh.
Yes.
So yourself, Alec Price. I almost called you Alex. Oh my God. Alec Price. You're doing your thing. A manager comes along the way. How did you guys hook up?
I mean, like, we were at a NCW. We were at a show, NCW. It was in Denham, I think, and I was sitting there and I was helping out because I wanted to get on the show. So I was obviously doing what any green person does.
I hate to interrupt, but I can't see all of your face, my man.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Give us some more. Yes. Thank you.
Anyway, so I was at an NCW show, and there was this guy that was like heckling everybody. So I was grabbing chairs for something, and he comes up and he's like, "Hey, you're a wrestler, right?" And I went, I was like stunned. I'm like, "How the hell, like, did you?" And he was like, "I could just tell." He's like, "I see you helping out." He's like, "Yeah, we were talking." He was like, "All right." He's like, I'm gonna come to your club." I'm like, "Oh, that's lit." And he goes, "Yeah." And he's like, "But he's like, I'm gonna come to your club." I'm like, "All right, cool, yeah, cool." Like everybody says, you know what I mean? He's like, "I'm gonna manage you one day, kid." And I'm like, "All right." And then I seen him at I was at the Taco Fest for Top Rope Pro Wrestling, and then he showed up again, like, "Hey, you remember me?" I'm like, "Oh, what's good, dude? Hey, da da da." And then I dipped out, and I'm like, "Yeah, that guy's never coming to the club." And then all of a sudden he shows up, and it was just like, I don't know, like, Davis is, you know, he's done a lot for me. You know, he's definitely a really great person. And I really want the best for Davis, and I'm glad that he's in my corner whenever he can be. The man is a busy man. He's making some guap, and I understand when he can't be there because he knows I can handle myself. But when he is there, you better watch out because the prize is going to be recognized, and he ain't going to stop until that's a fact.
His mouth is as
We both got the mount.
Yeah. Holy cow. You both can go like pow, 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 pow. You fire off like a machine gun. It was all right. I'll I'll paint the picture real quick for the boys and girls. It's way post event. We're at Tazrax, Naugatuck, Connecticut. Test of strength. I forget the exact event, and I'm outside with my dad. I take my dad to all the events, and there's Alec Price and HD3, and I go walking by, and I hear, "Oh, Kincaid, you don't want to do it." I think he, started cussing at me, which is kind of his style, and I don't mind it either.
That was me.
Okay, and but,
He's got to be like Danhausen sometimes with the no swang. You know what I mean? Sorry, Dad.
Kincaid, you don't want to do a Kincaid file with me, huh? Oh, blah, 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 blah. And I turn around and I go, holy shit, it's freaking Alec Price. And I totally no-sold HD3, and he's like, blah, 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 blah at me. And I go, all right. So my dad goes, you better get your ass over there, kid. So I go over there, and I cut one of the most freaking awesome on the fly post-event promos ever, man. You guys are like a lot of fun, and you really get into that.
Yeah.
Do you dig when fans kind of come up to you and really kind of want to do? And I know you keep the kayfabe, if you will. I don't like to use the words, but the kayfabe alive. Do you like to do that? And just keep that grinding of the attitude.
Yeah, I mean, cause like I said, I am Alec Price, so like anytime you talk to me, you're getting me. Like I may be a little nicer as Alec Parnell, but at the same exact time, you know what I mean? Like kayfabe is kayfabe. When we're at the event, I'm good. Like you're gonna get Alec Price. Like I may be nicer, I may be a little like you're gonna be more approachable, but I'm still gonna give you the same reaction that I'm gonna give anybody in the ring or anybody at home or in Boston. You're gonna get douche head muscle. You know what I mean?
Do you find, because I've talked to a couple of the men and women that play villains on a regular basis, or a heel, if you will, do you find that some of the kids have a nastier mouth than the adults at some of the shows?
You kidding me? Kids are freaking demons, bro. Like I got my niece. I love my niece. I don't need a kid. I don't want to bring one into this world right now. I don't need it. You know what I mean? I don't need it. My kid would be no. I don't need to bring another Alec Price in this world right now. The thing about it is like it's crazy because the kids are like more savage because they don't care, and it's not like they mean any like harm. They're just freaking like they just don't know, and they come at you with every single like word, phrase, thing. Like we were at a show one day and these kids started chanting "no eyebrows" and my boy chanting Thomas because he like accidentally shaved off his eyebrows or something like that. He was like, "Where's your eyebrows?" And like dude, like they like the kids are savage. They're freaking it's Mad Max up in that shit sometimes. Like when you're in a kid show, it's not you're going into the Thunderdome, homie. Like
and they say family friendly.
I'd rather go to an 18+ show with adults when they're cheering for us beating the hell out of each other than little kids being like, fake, you can't beat me up. I'll smack you right now. Like, what? Like this, yo.
And those are the family-friendly events, right?
Yeah, the little kids are the worst. I'd rather go to the 18+ show where the wrestlers are swearing and the fans are happy because they're drunk and we're beating the shit out of each other compared to little kid shows. Like, I'll do little kid shows, no problem. But then when you hear some of the shit they say, it's just like, Jesus, why do you get away with that? Like, if I was your age, I would get my ass whooped, bro. Like, what? Like, I don't get it.
Now, you spoke of Pat Dillon, and if I'm not mistaken, Pat Dillon is associated with now I got so much shit up in my head I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about half the time. Is it UFO that he's very associated with? UFO. Good times up there. I see it from afar. I've never been to one, but I gotta get up there, man, because there is a lot of wrestling that I've never seen personally at a live event, but I've seen, on the medias. I just got to get out more. Speaking of which, when all of this shit is over, and I know Alec Price, he's been 3 years in the business, starting to really make some waves in the biz right now. What kind of promotions? Give us some call letters or some names of promotions. It doesn't have to be a lot, maybe just a couple. That, you know what? I've had some time to think about. Once them gates are open, I've got XXX in mind. I got my fucking sights on these promotions. What are you looking at when you come out of this?
Shit, listen, like right now I'm working. Like I'm working for Limitless. I worked for the two car companies in New England. I'm trying to do my shit. I'm making my name. I want to get out there, and I want to try to just make my way out there. Like before this whole this tragedy pandemic happened, um, there was what is it called? I was supposed to debut for Synergy Pro, and then it was and then I was supposed to go down to CZW and wrestle at the Maryland show, and then it got canceled. Obviously, both of them got canceled. The other Synergy event that I was gonna be on got canceled. So it just it affected me in a way. But when I get back, I'm going anywhere I can, anywhere I can get my hands on and going in strong. You know what I mean? Like I'm going for everywhere. I'm gonna do I'm gonna send my matches out. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do. Help out with the ring. I'm gonna do it just like I did it before because it works and people don't understand that. So
talk about what works. Give us some of that.
I mean, if you just show that some wrestlers just show up and expect to be booked because they went to the show, or there's just this. Some people have bad attitudes in the business and some don't. And you know what I mean? Sometimes you need to work your ass off to get places. And I just my method is I'm gonna work my ass off. If I need to help out with some shit, if I need to work a table or help out with the ring or anything, I'm gonna do it. If this is gonna you know what I mean, it's not really help me get on the show. It's just helping I don't know, because the promoter don't know you. This, you know what I mean? If you start helping out, the promoter's going to be like, oh, Alec. You know what I mean? Then he's going to, you know what I mean? I was just grateful that some of the shit that I was on Limitless got seen by, and then I was given the opportunity to even work at Beyond, because somebody with 3 years working at Beyond is not, you know what I mean? From New England. So it was just mind blowing. And, yeah.
We're, speaking of Beyond, were you on an uncharted territory, an episode or a couple?
I was on 2 uncharted territories. Actually, technically, I was on 3. One of them was a spotlight match against CJ Cruz, and me and him had a great match. And then the next one I had was against Josh Briggs in the tournament for tomorrow. The first round, I beat Josh Briggs. Anthony Green helped a little bit, but I didn't. It wasn't my fault. I'm not taking any responsibility for that. As you can see, if you watch that match, I got chokeslam powerbomb through the ring. I couldn't do anything, and this man came out and super kicked. I didn't. And it was his own mind, free will. You know what I mean? It's a free country. So, but and then after that, I faced Christian Casanova in the semifinals, and me and him had a banger, which me and him have wanted for a while. So I'm glad that we finally got to do it, and I'm just grateful for all the opportunities that I got in 2018 and 2019, because I got a lot, from Big Time to Limitless to Beyond to Let's Wrestle to Top Rope to anybody who's giving me a shot. Thank you.
Go to these YouTube channels, the Limitless, the Beyond. Whatever Alec is mentioning, because I am looking forward to checking out some of these matches that Let's Wrestle, that I haven't been able to see. I try to watch as much as I can, but I can't catch it all. So when we have the men and women on here that kind of throw out those matches, those 3 right there at Beyond, especially Christian Cass, and I love Josh Briggs. I'm a huge Josh Briggs fan. But that Christian Casanova match against Alec Price, I am really looking forward to sitting down and just watching that, man. That's going to be cool.
That's a cool fucking match. I really enjoyed that match. But me and Josh, you have to go out and see the Josh Briggs match. It's not to me, it means something, because when I was on my first show, starting to train, Josh Briggs was winning the UFO tag champion belts with Bo Douglas. You know what I mean? And I was sitting there wow, this dude's huge. When am I gonna wrestle him one day? You know what I mean? He's gonna fuck me up. And then and then I see Josh, because originally, Josh is trained by Fury, but originally he was trained by Mike Hollow, and my trainer Benny Jux used to help him out a lot. They used to because Mike Hollow was getting old, and Benny used to be in the ring a lot, and he used to be like, "Hey kid, come in here," and they used to have on the fly matches all the time. And then when I came in, it kind of happened, and I felt like it just was a full circle, a full circle event, basically, because Benny did that to Josh, and then now I'm in the ring facing Josh, and it's basically the same way like I'm facing Benny because we're both trained exactly the same way. You know what I mean? Like we both have the same like basics, foundation. So it was just mind blowing and it was awesome. I had so much fun in both matches and all my matches, to be honest.
Right before you, I have 5 interviews today. Right before you, I spoke to Slick Wagner Brown, and he's a Kowalski guy. And
I have a move named after Slick Wagner Brown. The emergency leg drop. SWD emergency. I'm telling you. Yes, the emergency leg drop. I spring off the corner, hit you with the emergency. I even scream it out, bro.
No, you don't. Really. Oh, that's awesome, dude. That is so awesome. Fuck, I forgot what I was talking about now. You really cracked me up.
4 interviews today.
Oh, man. No, I had him right before I had you, and we were talking a lot of cool stuff, but talking to you young guys and women coming up really gets guys like him excited. Talking to Bo Douglas, I spoke with maybe a week and a half ago. Excited when I talk about the young guys like Alec Price and stuff. That's got to feel real comfortable because now we were talking Josh Briggs. We were talking Kowalski guys with Slick Wagner Brown and getting in the ring. You just know a Kowalski guy. Like you said with Josh Briggs, you knew who he was trained with. And it just felt that much more comfortable getting in the ring with somebody like that. Do you feel a little?
We were trained the same way. That's why. We both were originally trained by Benny. I'm still trained by Bell Time, but like Josh ended up going to New England to Furies, and he ended up started training there. And you know they obviously pushed him to stardom that he's in right now, but he was originally by Benny's. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's got to feel that. Just that little more comfortable knowing that the guy across, and I know it's Josh Briggs. Let's take that out of the factor, but you've got a guy that's across from you. You know is going to be safe with his body, but your own. And going in there, it's just got to be a little more comfortable and being able to work and call a match and stuff. Because when you have that little spot in the back of your mind going, I don't know how this guy works. It's got to make your working ability a little bit different. I would imagine, no?
I mean, like. Obviously, sometimes like going in there facing somebody you're not familiar with is definitely a challenge, but that's what I was trained to do. That's what I thrive for. I thrive to have a great match, and I thrive to make anybody look good. So even if like I may have that little spot being like, I don't know this guy, but you know what? I'm gonna make him look fucking amazing. He's gonna make me look great. You know what I mean? Like, so that's just how I think. I don't think about you know what I mean? This guy, I've never seen him work. Does he's trash? My mind is just like, all right. We're gonna have a fucking banger, and if stuff goes south, we're gonna change it up and go on the fly and bring it right back and still have a banger. You feel me? That's how I go.
For being a younger guy in the scene, you have a good head on your shoulders, wrestling wise, etiquette, knowledge, just respect and stuff, and the trainers. Kudos to everybody who's ever given Mr. Price a little bit of experience, a little bit of knowledge, and it all adds up because you, my friend, are going to go definitely way far in this business, especially you keep working on your physique because I remember seeing you not that long ago and seeing you now. I'm like, holy shit, my man is getting jacked. Holy shit.
Trying to shit. Hi, homie, I'm tall. That's why. Tall and I have fast metabolism. Eat like a 400-pounder, don't help.
I would really like to see, because we are a distance away from each other, I would like to see it when this is all over and done with. I'd like to see him test his strength a little bit more, or even more promotions down my way. You don't have to bring HD3 if you don't want to. That's okay. I mean, we don't have to bring him all the time.
Nah, he's got to come if he can. You know what I mean? He gets the words when I get a booking and be like, yo, can you come? But I'm down to come down. I love going down to, Slick. Like I said, Slick is my boy. Jay Freddy's my boy. Thomas Santel. They're all my people. They're all family. They're part of that family. You know what I mean? Like the Kowalski tree. Even Benny technically is a part of that family. You know what I mean? And he went to Burns's. So because of Tony Roy. So like, it's just all crazy that like we're just one big family, and we don't know each other than wrestling. Like obviously Bo and Slick have known each other since high school, and Benny and Bo and Slick have known each other for years now. But like when you go in there and you just see like Tesla Strength students, you know it's just they're cool, they're peeps.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They're no trouble at all. And yeah, just everybody's just like Slick and all of them. Like I'll definitely go down there just for Slick and them. It's just like it's just hard, bro. Sometimes because I get booked a lot, like, and it's quick, like it comes, and it's not like I get booked like that weekend. It's like I'm getting booked like in advance now, so it's just, but it's whatever. You know what I mean? I'm glad I'm getting booked. So
the popularity, you're gaining some steam. The prize, Alec Price. Do you find yourself reaching out to promoters more often, or are promoters starting to kind of get their eyes on you and they're starting to reach out a little bit more?
I mean, there has been maybe like a couple promoters that have reached out to me, but I'm still doing what I have to do in reaching out, because at the end of the day, like I'm a small fish in a huge ocean, brother. Wrestling is a huge business worldwide. So I'm going to do anything and everything that's going to make me stand out. So if that means I got to hit people up and send them my great matches or go and help out, then I'm going to do that.
Looking to stay in the New England scene, or looking to really kind of further your way out across the country?
I mean, like I'm down. I'm always going to be staying in New England. New England's my home. You know what I mean? So the thing about it is I'm always going to be in New England. If I get signed, I get signed. I'm going to come back to New England. I definitely want to start venturing out to like other states. Like I've worked in South Carolina, I've worked in North Carolina. I think I worked in Virginia before too, and Pennsylvania. Like, but that's East Coast. I want to try to make my East Coast, but I want to try to start making my way out, start showing the whole independent scene, like all the great companies. I want to go to every great company there is. Any great company that wants the prize and wants to let me prove myself, then I'm going to be down to prove myself and go through. I don't care if I got to drive or whatever. Like, we got to do this. You know what I mean? It's what I want to do.
Without the drives, you don't get out there. So you got to do those drives. And as a fan, it's a little tougher for me. But when you're trying to strive to be a wrestler, that part of it is so important. You got to make those drives. They say do the drives because, speaking of drives, you have been on a shitload of road trips already in your young career.
Yeah.
What I like to do, because we know a lot of the characters that you are hang with, maybe go on the road. Is there maybe a couple funny anecdote stories you can tell us without getting too crazy that you can share with the fans on the road? Stupid shit happening, maybe car karaoke or something stupid. Look at you smile.
There's definitely been a lot of like in the car where it's me. It's usually me, Channing, and like my trainer Benny, and usually like now it's been like Big Bear, like Paul Glantz. In the car, it's a coliseum, bro. We're fighting like 100% of the time. We fight drivers. Like it doesn't matter if you're driving, you can get the hands. If you're talking shit, we're fighting. Like we've like almost died a couple of times, just from fighting each other. There's been times we've been in snowstorms and me and Channing are the only ones awake, and like the fucking we're in the south, so they don't know what to do when it's a snow, like a blizzard. They have no clue. They shut down. They legit go in like Armageddon mode. So like we're on the road and all of a sudden the fucking car starting to turn, and me and Timmy are just like not talking. It's just quiet. We're just going in a full fucking circle down the road at like 40 miles an hour, and we just stop and we're all back on track, and we're just like, what the, you know what I mean? Like you're sitting on the road and you've been on the road for too long, and like you're in a blizzard, and all of a sudden you see like the snow. It's coming down at you so fast. It looks like you're going hyperspeed in Millennium Falcon. You know what I mean? You're going like in hyperspeed. There was like one good story probably that me and Benny were on the road and we stopped at this place called South of the Border in Dillon, South Carolina, and I think we were on our way to a show. And we got fireworks. They had fireworks. It was fireworks galore, homie. So much fire, gunpowder. It was fucking explosive. We were so ready. It's so we got like the biggest one we could get, or like it was like the medium size, but it was the biggest one we could get. So we're all excited for this. We went to the show. We did the show. We came back, and I'm looking at Benny. We kind of forgot about it, but I'm looking at him like, hey, let's use the firework. And he's like, all right, bro, let's go fucking do it. Let's go. And we're like, all right, bro. So we're chilling, and Benny's like, yo, bro, let's do this shit. And like Benny's like, you gotta wait. You can't just light it right now. We gotta go a little bit down. I'm like, all right, we can't let it right now. No. We gotta go in the parking lot next to the hotel, not in the hotel parking lot. You know what I mean? Don't be a flea, be a G. Come with me. I'm like, all right, Benny, I'll come. So then Benny, we put it down, and then there's fucking Paul Glantz. I call him Pigpen. I'll call him Pigpen. I love him. He's gonna kill me, but I don't care. Paul Glantz, aka Pigpen, was sitting there, and he was like looking at us, and he's shaking his head, because I guess he was the only one that read the directions. So we go in the other parking lot, and me and Benny light the thing. Now we're waiting for this shit to explode, like disturb the whole area. We're in like rural freaking South Carolina. There's only like a hotel and a highway. All right, and there's like we're to destroy the whole hotel, disturb everybody. So we light it off, and me and Benny start taking off, and we're going, and we're dipping, and we're going, and we stop, and we turn around, waiting for this shit to explode, and all of a sudden it's. And we're looking, and we're like, did we just spend $30 and just ran like that for a fucking sprinkler? Are you fucking like, bro? Pigpen's looking at us laughing. He's like, I don't know why you guys didn't just read it. Yeah, you guys were expecting this huge explosion, ran like fucking 100 yards for no reason, for some gold freaking bro. It was a fountain, like, bro, like, what is this? I want to hear some bangs, some booms, you know what I mean? Some explosions, some fire. Bro, we got a golden shower.
You got a golden. Oh my God, what a fucking way to end this interview. Look at that smile. You have been amazing today. The prize, Alec Price. Holy shit, I'm fucking crying over a goddamn golden shower. You are hilarious, my friend. Those are the things, boys and girls, those are the things we get shared with us that we would never hear hanging out at an event, talking to one Alec Price, man. The golden shower story will be stuck in my head forever. Oh my God, that was amazing. Whew. You know what? I name each interview. I give us a very specific name. I am sorry, my friend. Your episode is going to be called The Golden Shower. I am so sorry.
I don't even know, bro. Fuck it. Like, shit. This is going to be on Dark Side of the Ring one day. The Golden Shower. What happened?
Oh, my God.
Christ and Benny Jooks wasn't in.
Holy fuck. I could go another hour with this guy, but I've got like 3 more fucking interviews to do. I don't know why.
Yeah, we gotta be respectful, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to end it either, but you know, the other guys need their time to shine. You feel me?
Alec Price, I think, even though you've only been in the game for a short amount of time, but enough time to make a mark, I feel I've only scratched the surface with you. So hopefully down the road, maybe not in the very near future. I can't even fucking talk. Not in the very, very near future, but a little bit down the road. Get a little bit more time under you. See where Alec Price is. Maybe we could get a follow-up down the road, huh?
Of course, bro. I'm always down, bro. This has been a blast. I love Don Kincaid. I love the Kincaid Files. Everybody's got a foul stirring the pot. You got to do it. I don't care. Go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever he has it on. Follow it. Stop being haters. Be a G. Don't be fleas. And that's a fact.
Man, what a fucking ending. Holy shit. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, the prize, Alec Price. Thank you, man.